right. We live. All right, Shabbat Shalom, fam. Y'all look good out there. Sorry for being late. Please forgive me. But today's lesson, of course, is called the Feast of Weeks, Love Feast. The Feast of Weeks, Love Feast. And the reason why I call it Love Feast is because we're going to have a lot of people, where we got a lot of people from out of town, and we're going to have a lot of people here that's, from out of the world. So when you look at the scriptures, you know what I mean, we see that the law is our code, right? That we live by. And in our code, it tells us that love or charity is the main ingredient to everything. It ties everything together. So let's go and get into it. 1 Corinthians 13. This is the first order of business before you do anything, because I don't care how many feasts you throw, how extravagant they are. If you don't have love, it's just nothing. It's nothing. 1 Corinthians 13, pick it up at verse 1, Hebrew. When you get it, go ahead.
All right. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 1. Though I speak with the tongues of men,
okay,
and of angels, and have not clarity,
right,
I am becoming as sounding brass.
You see that? So even if you speak with tongues of angels and of men, if you're not doing it out of love, if love is not the main intention while you're doing it, it's just like one of these short leggers in here on the drum set. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's just like dragging a wagon down the street. A potholes. It's just empty noise. Go ahead, bro.
Or a tinkling cymbal.
Yeah.
And though I have the gift of prophecy,
right,
and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains, and have no charity, I am nothing.
Go ahead.
And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned,
right,
and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing.
So even if you lay your life down to be a martyr for the truth, if it wasn't motivated out of love, if it was just to get some vainglory after you gone, yeah, everybody gonna look at me like Eliezer. You know what I mean? That's not out of love. Look, you did that for nothing. You got your head chopped off for nothing.
Vanity.
Go ahead, bro.
Do not.
Verse 4.
Charity suffereth long.
All right, so if somebody asks you to describe love, right, we know it's keeping the commandments. All right, but what are some characteristics that come with love from keeping the commandments? Go ahead, bro.
And it's kind.
It says charity suffereth long. We know what that means. It literally means to endure the injuries or the insults of somebody else. Right? Go ahead.
It says charity suffereth long.
Right.
And it's kind.
Right?
Charity.
Right? That's why we got to get back to being as Yahweh said, as little children.
Yeah.
That kindness. Children don't even respond to unkind people. You see that? Go ahead.
Nice.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Says, charity envieth not.
It don't envy. Go ahead.
And charity, it says, flaunteth not itself.
Right? Charity vaunteth not itself. It don't parade itself like, yeah, look what I did. Everybody ate my food at the feast.
Ooh.
The foil's still on that brother food. Look at all that. Nobody eat that. Right? Go ahead.
Charity is not puffed up.
You see, charity is not puffed up. Go ahead.
Doeth not blame itself unseemingly.
You see that charity does not behave itself unseemly. It's going to be strong drink here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's going to get hot. Sister's going to be back there working in the kitchen. You know what I mean? People going to be getting irritated. But we got to keep that love. If you got a problem with brother sister, you put them to the side. Don't make no scene at this feast.
Mm-hmm.
Had them out of town brews going back home talking about some Hebrews in the paw. You know what I mean? Now we don't need them kind of reports coming back. I want to see everybody there. I want to see him again.
All praise.
Go ahead, bro.
It says, does not seek if not her own, and is not easily provoked.
Right.
Thinking no evils.
Right. Go ahead.
It says, rejoice not in iniquity, but rejoice in the truth. Beareth all things.
Yeah.
believeth all things.
See that? Believeth all things. So love, a characteristic of love, is willing to believe the best about your brother, even when somebody come at you with something. Right? Go ahead.
Hopeth all things, and endureth all things.
Right.
Charity never faileth.
Yeah.
But whether there be prophecy, they shall fail.
You see that? So why do we rejoice so much in having so much knowledge and knowing this and knowing that, knowing this prophecy, knowing how to decode this prophecy? It says prophecy's gonna fail, they gonna come to pass. So when they come to pass, what you gonna have to brag about? What you gonna have to hang on to? That's why he telling you above all this, cling on to that charity. Right? Go ahead.
It says, whether there be tongues, they shall cease.
Right? Whether they be tongues, they shall cease. Because what? We read last night, he gonna turn to everybody a pure language. So what you bragging about, I know how to speak in this tongue and that tongue. Look, hold on to charity. Right? Go ahead.
It says, where there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is part shall be done away.
Skip down to 13, Hebrew.
And now abideth faith, hope, charity. These three. But the greatest of these is charity.
But the greatest of these is charity. Next spot, Colossians 3. Colossians 3. Colossians chapter 3. Colossians chapter 3, 12 through 14.
Got it? Still ain't got it yet. You have to slam me over here.
12 through 14.
Colossians chapter 3, verse 12, and it reads, put on therefore as the elect of Yah.
You see that? Put on therefore as the elect. Still talking to the elect in the New Testament. Isaiah 45:4 tell you Israel is the elect. So when you get to the New Testament, he not switching over to who he talking to. He's still talking to us, right? He said, put on as the elect, right? Go ahead.
Holy and beloved.
Holy and beloved. Everybody worry about what you got on. You got your fringes on? You see what I'm saying? But a Negro ain't got now lick of spiritual clothing on. Right? Go ahead. Change your mind before you change your clothes. Go ahead.
Bowels of mercy. Kindness. Humbleness of mind. Meekness. Long suffering. Forbearing one another. And forgiving one another.
Forbearing one another. I don't have to put up with this, where that literally means, that's what forbear means, to put up with. I don't have to put up with none of these Israelites' mess. You ain't being forbearing. That's a characteristic of the Almighty. Right? What if he decided one day, you know what? I don't have to put up with these Israelites no more. The hell. Go ahead.
It says, if any man have a quarrel against any, even as Christ forgave you, so also do ye. And above all these things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness.
You see what ties everything together? That charity. So that's the first line of business. One more spot, then we're going to get into the subject matter. Proverbs 15 and 17. Proverbs 15 and 17. Because Satan gonna be at the feast too. Right? You read that Jasher 21, Abraham threw a feast for Isaac. You read over in the next chapter over when Isaac was popping off at the mouth and he said, look, if the Most High told me to circumcise myself, I'd do it. No problem. Right? And here comes Satan. And when he accused Abraham to the Most High, he said, look, he said, since you gave Abraham his wishes, he done forgot you. He threw a feast for his son, and he forgot you. Let you know he was sitting right there in on the feast the whole time. So we need to be on point.
When Isaac was weaned.
That's right. And the patriots of the 12 patriarchs, one will tell you righteousness expels hatred. So that's how we combat Satan in our feast, to keep it what? A love feast.
Mm-hmm.
You get into it with a sister, now y'all upset. You back there slamming salt all up in the greens. Then you bring that to the feast. Now everybody eats salty greens. Somebody done passed out because they didn't. You know what I mean? Mouth dry.
And think of the communication that's gonna be going on with their sister that's upset.
Y'all ain't gonna be wanting to talk. And she and blah 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 blah. Ooh, girl, let me call you back this turkey burn. Now look, you gonna bring that before the Most High?
Mm-hmm.
Proverbs 15:17.
And it reads, better is dinner of herbs where love is.
You see that? Better is dinner with herbs where love is
than a stalled ox and hatred therewith.
Than a stalled ox that hatred therewith. So we be better off having a feast full of herbs where there's a bunch of love. Then you got plenty. You got oxtails and ribs and chicken, but guess what? Everybody there hate each other. Can't stand each other.
Barbecue or spite, boy.
You know what I mean? I don't want no food cooked in a mad spirit. That food ain't gonna taste right. You know what I mean? But where there's love, and look, love, it make up for whatever the feast lack. Because if it's love there, guess what? People gonna be going back home, man. They ain't even gonna notice we didn't have this or that. They ain't even gonna know. They were like, man, it was just the love that was in that place. Right? So let's go and get into this subject matter. Let's go to Sirach 33:89. Sirach 33:89.
You know, all right. 33:9.
33, pick it up. Now pick it up at verse 7. Read 7 through 9. Sirach 33, y'all. 7 through 9.
And it reads, why doeth one day excel another? When as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun. By the knowledge of the Lord, they were distinguished.
Oh, so the Most High distinguished days, right? Was it Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter? Was it that? Nah, go ahead.
It says, and he altered seasons and feasts.
Yeah.
Some of them have he made high days, and he hallowed them.
Right.
And some of them have he made ordinary days.
All right, so some days have he hallowed and made high days, and some days is ordinary days, right? We know the days he hallowed, one Christmas, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, so on and so forth. So let's go see Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. Let's get into it.
All right.
Leviticus 23, pick it up at verse 1. Hebrew, read 1 through 4, then we're going to skip. Leviticus 23, read 1 through 4, and then we're going to skip.
And it reads,
and
the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations.
Holy convocations, holy gatherings, or a holy rehearsal. Right, so this is rehearsal that we doing, right? Go ahead.
Even these are my feasts. 6 days work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest, a holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
Right, that was it.
For number 3.
Okay, go ahead. Read verse 4.
These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their season.
I skip down to verse 9. Read 9 through 12.
And the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, speaking to the children of Israel, and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then you shall bring a sheaf of the first fruit of your harvest unto the priest.
Right.
And he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord to be accepted for you. And on the morrow after the Sabbath.
On the morrow after the Sabbath. So you had the Passover. Then you had 7 days of unleavened bread. Then that's when you bring, after that, then that's when you bring your sheaf offering, right? Go ahead.
And on the morrow after the Sabbath,
yeah,
the priest shall wave it.
Uh-huh.
And ye shall offer that day when you have waved the sheaf. And he lamb without blemish of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord.
All right, skip down to verse 15. Read 15 to 16.
And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath,
right,
from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the waving offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be completed.
All right, so after you bought the wave offering, after the feast of Passover, which includes unleavened bread, 7 days of unleavened bread, then you start your count. Right, tomorrow be the 50th day. All right, go ahead, which puts us what, in the 3rd month. Now keep all that in mind. Go ahead.
Even until the morrow after the 7th Shabbat shall you number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord.
All right, let's go to the next spot. Deuteronomy 16. Deuteronomy 16. Deuteronomy 16, pick it up at verse 9, read 9 through 11. Then we're going to skip down to read 16 and 17.
Deuteronomy 16, verse 9.
Yeah.
It reads, 7 weeks shall thou number unto thee.
Uh-huh.
Begin to number the 7 weeks from such time as thou beginnest to put the sickle to corn.
All right, so you see, harvest and our feasts are related. You cannot separate the two. A lot of people want to try to do that and end up with a way off count. Right? Like for Passover, you got to wait for the green ears to show over there in the land. Everything is depending on what Jerusalem is doing.
That's right.
Right? And brothers, it be dead in the middle of the winter. Brothers talking about happy Passover, which, you know, we ain't gonna let there be a divine line between our brothers. But come on now, let's be practical. Right? Go ahead. What verse you at? 10. Verse 10, go ahead.
And it says, and thou shalt keep the feast of weeks unto the Lord thy God with a tribute of a free will offering.
A what?
Free will offering.
So something that you want to do. Ain't nobody gonna twist your arm. Mm-hmm. Now Negroes want to come to the feast, don't want to bring nothing but a little, you know, one of them little cakes from Walmart, and then they want to leave with 4-5 takeout plates.
Mm-hmm.
Put that down.
Yeah, put that down.
That's right.
Hey, you fool security, bro.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, a free will offering of thine hand, which thou shalt give unto the Lord thy God.
Right.
According as the Lord thy God have blessed thee. And thou shalt rejoice before the Lord thy God.
Yeah.
Thy and thy sons and thy daughter. And thy manservant, and thy maidservant, and the Levite that is within thy gates, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are among you, in the place which the Lord thy God have chosen to place his name.
He
there.
said, everybody shall be joyous. So if you got a depressed spirit, you mad, you angry, don't show up. Don't show up. That's a commandment. This thing say, and thou shalt rejoice. Thou shalt rejoice.
Even
right?
the people that don't have nothing to rejoice for, a fatherless, a widow.
Right, right. That's right.
They still got to be happy in this season.
That's right, because if we do this feast and it's any hate involved, those are the feast days he say he hate. We right in line with the pagan days at that point.
Mm-hmm.
It's no different from a Christmas celebration at that point. Right? Go ahead. Skip down to verses 16 and 17, Hebrew.
Verse 16, it says, 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear.
All thy males appear 3 times a year. What are those times, huh?
Before the Lord thy God, in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks.
That's Pentecost. So all males have to appear. Right? Go ahead.
And in the feast of tabernacle.
Yeah.
And they shall not appear before the Lord empty.
All you bringing is an empty stomach.
All your wants.
All you bringing is an empty stomach. Lesson A number 10 scripts. He's still up there talking. He's ready to eat.
You know it.
You know what I mean? We gonna get to that. We gotta eat this food first. That way everything else can go down smooth. Right? Go ahead.
Every man shall give as he is able.
That's right.
According to the blessings of the Lord thy God, which he have given thee.
All right, let's go to the next spot. Let's go to the next spot. Exodus 19. Exodus 19. Let's see what this day is about. And we ain't gonna be able to touch everything, you know what I'm saying, what this day is about, because it means a lot. You know what I'm saying? Down from the Jubilee years in Leviticus 25 to the us returning to our land, getting our possession back, to the captives being free, our enemies being put down and punished, right? Because Christ, our Redeemer, we were sold, our land was sold according to the Torah. It says, if a man's possession is sold or he is sold and is not able to redeem himself, his near kinsman is responsible to redeem him. Now our land was sold and we were sold, and all through the Old Testament it said the Lord our Redeemer, the Lord our Redeemer. So he playing that role as our nearest to kin that's gonna give us our land back, gonna give us our righteous place back in this earth. Right? That's one meaning of Pentecost. You got.
And I was just gonna add, no other man can do that. Nobody can buy us back. No matter how many of our ancestors, people that came by that thought that they could save us or buy us back or bring us back.
Yeah.
Nobody can accomplish that. It's not written. He our Redeemer.
That's right.
And we gotta understand love and charity, the sacrifices that come with it in order for us to move forward.
That's right, Hebrew. We in Exodus 19. Exodus 19. Now, trip out this first verse. Exodus 19. Pick it up at verse 1, Hebrew.
In the third month.
What month?
The third month.
All right, so now, look, we just came out of Egypt, had Passover, did the unleavened bread thing, right? And this is roughly about, 47 days. 47 days, right? It says they in the third month, right? Go ahead.
It says, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt.
Okay.
The same day came they unto the wilderness of Sinai.
All right.
For they were departed from Rephidim, and were come to the desert of Sinai, and had pitched in the wilderness, and there Israel camped before the mountain. And Moses went up unto God, and the Lord called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. Now, therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure. Right.
So if you're not obeying his voice, then you're not a peculiar treasure. Right? Peculiar means special. It also means exclusive. So a lot of what we got don't belong to everybody. Right? This Torah should no heathen be up here teaching. Hello, I'm Brother Bob. Shalom, Israel. Nah, you violate.
Yeah.
Akbar. Go ahead.
Hallelujah.
Go ahead.
Then you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. For all the earth is mine.
For all the earth is mine, and we his people. That means all the earth is ours. You see that? Right? That them type of tags don't belong to nobody on this earth but us.
But us.
Right? Go ahead.
And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation.
That's right.
These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel.
You see that? Them revolutionary words.
What?
That'll raise the mind of the thug in the slum.
boy.
You need not know, well, you know, brother, just come here and pay your tithes, and
Oh,
I promise
man.
you're gonna get out them streets.
Woo, thank you. Nah.
You know what I mean? That don't raise the conscience of no young brother out there trying to find his way in this world.
Who already devalued by everything shown to him.
Yeah. Father that ran out on him. The last thing he want to hear is a black man trying to tell him anything, especially something soft like that.
But you explain what a peculiar treasure is.
Yeah, you let him know, man, the Most High love you, boy. You better put them guns down before he kill you. What? Huh? Oh, yeah, let me show you something real quick, partner.
Mm-hmm. For man's blood shall be required.
You know what I mean? I ain't telling you to put the guns down. I'm telling you stop pointing them at your brothers. Uh-oh. That's right. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That's how Nat Turner saw the scriptures when he opened this book and read. Right? So don't ever let nobody tell you the white man wrote this. Then in the same breath they tell you, well, you know, they were killing them for reading the Bible. Well, hold on now. Why would he kill me for reading something that he gave intentionally to deceive me? Why would he do that?
So he mad because I'm getting deceived?
Right.
He deceiving me?
Right. Go ahead, Hebrew.
Where I was at?
We at verse, 9 now? Verse 7? 7?
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, and Moses came and called for the elders of the people. And he laid before their faces all these words which the Lord commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, all that the Lord have spoken, we will do.
You see, them type of words had everybody ready to obey. That's the type of mess. That's how the scripture's supposed to be taught. Not no watered down, all inclusive. Everybody's included. Even though you raped my great grandmother, hung her, ripped the baby out of the stomach, then castrated my great granddaddy. It's gonna be okay, Mr. Heathen. You a peculiar treasure to the Most High.
No,
it don't work like that. I'm sorry. Right? Go ahead.
And all the people answered together and said, all that the Lord have spoken, we will do.
That's right.
And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, go unto the people and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes.
Let them wash their clothes, right? Because I'm about to approach my people. So if you want to be approached by the Most High, you have to cleanse. Right? If we got word Yahweh was down the street, you wouldn't hop right up out the bed, sleep still in your eye, hot sauce still on your shirt from eating chicken last night. You're like, oh yeah, come on, let's go down there. Ain't brushed your teeth, ain't did nothing. So he said, look, wash your clothes. You got to present yourself a certain way before you come before the Most High. Right? Go ahead.
And be ready against the third day.
Yeah.
For the third day, the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon the Mount Sinai.
That's why I said it was about roughly 47 days when they came into Sinai. So he said, be ready against the third day. Now, something going to happen on the third day that's going to tip us off to let us know, look, this was the Feast of Pentecost. Right? Go ahead.
And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about, saying, take heed to yourselves, that you go not up unto the mount, or touch the border of it. Whosoever touches the mount shall be surely put to death. There shall not a hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned or shot through.
Oh, what?
Shot through.
Shot through. Go ahead.
Whether it be beast or man.
Oh, so you even had to have your beast in order. Right? So if you want a revelation for the Most High, you got to be clean and you got to be in order. Right? Let's see the next step. Go ahead.
it shall not live. When the trumpet sounded, long, they shall come up to the mountain. And Moses went down from the mountain unto the people and sanctified the people. And they washed their clothes. And he said unto the people, be ready against the third day. Come not to at your wives.
See that? You can't even come at your wives. That's another step. You want a revelation. Sometimes you got to put them pleasures away for a while. Right? Them vices. You know what I mean? That you know, tell the real. Well, you know, look, I'm trying to get a visitation from that ruach.
That's not my big.
Yeah. Distracting my eyes.
You know what I mean? So go ahead.
Whew. Says, do not come at your wives. And it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thundering and lightning and a thick cloud upon the mountain. And the voice of the trumpet exceedingly low. Exceedingly loud. So that all the people that were in the camp trembled. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet Yah. And they stood at neither part of the mountain.
Right.
And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke.
Yeah.
Because the Lord descended upon it in fire. And the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mountain quaked greatly.
All right. So what the Mount Sinai is, according to the scriptures, is in Arabia. You look, it's a documentary on YouTube right now that will show you the top of that mountain is still black.
Yep.
This actually happened. Yeah. The Rock too.
And they still in Arabia.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia.
The little fake tourist attraction that they say Mount Sinai, that ain't Mount Sinai. That ain't Mount Sinai. The top of that mountain still black, right? So look at everything that happened when the Most High came down. He about to give Israel the law. Now let's go look at this from another angle. Deuteronomy 33. The same situation, but it's finna go into more detail of what was all going on. Deuteronomy 33. Let's do 1 through 3, Hebrew.
Okay.
Deuteronomy 33, 1 through 3.
Deuteronomy 33.
Alfreda Watson, where is everybody? We heard Shebrew, where you at?
She at the library.
I hope not. If you at the hotel, Shebrew, you at the wrong spot. We at 69 Morel Cove.
So we doing 33 and 1.
Okay. Just takes one of the elders, Shebrew. We at Deuteronomy 33, 1 through 3. When you get in Hebrew, go ahead.
And this is the blessing wherewith Moses, the man of Yah, blessed the children of Israel before his death.
Yeah.
And he said, the Lord came from Sinai and rose up from Seir unto them.
Yeah.
He shined forth from Mount Paran, and he came with 10,000 of his saints.
He did what?
Came with 10,000 of his saints.
Also, when he came down on Mount Sinai, he wasn't alone.
Woo.
He had 10,000 of his head busters with him. Right? Yes, sir.
Just to give law, man. Woo.
Hey, look, just to get a law. The real OG. You hear me? Go ahead.
No wonder he said, don't nothing touch the mountain.
You hear me? Boy, he had 10,000 of them head busters right there. You better not touch that mountain. Ooh-wee. Go ahead,
it says, from his right hand went a fiery law for them.
He said, from his right hand went a fiery law. Now we read in Acts 2 what happened on the day of Pentecost.
The fiery tongues above the head.
You see that? So the day of Pentecost also commemorates the day that we got the Torah on Mount Sinai. Right?
Yeah.
So let's go to Psalm 68 and 17. One line.
Hallelujah.
He said out of his what? He said it issued a fiery law.
Out of his right hand.
Out of his right hand issued a fiery law.
And you said Psalms what?
68 verse 17.
You did, man. Psalm 68.
Yes, sir. Verse 17.
The chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels.
Yeah.
The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place.
All right, so there was just another witness. Now let's go get Acts 2. Let's go look at the day of Pentecost in the New Testament. Acts 2. This is well after the death of Christ, and the feast days is still being kept. So the new covenant includes the feast days, includes the Torah. The only thing it does not include is the sacrificial law. Let's go to Acts 2, Hebrew. Pick it up at verse 1.
Acts chapter 2, verse 1. And it reads, and when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as a rushing mighty wind. And it filled all the houses where they were sitting. And they appeared unto them cloven tongues, like as of fire. And it sat upon each of them.
All right, so he said it appeared cloven tongues like as a fire. What my Aktuvaya? Hey, Hebrew, what that precept for that them fiery tongues? What's that precept for them fiery tongues in that Enoch? First Enoch 14, write that down. Right, First Enoch 14, y'all see where the fiery tongues come from. Also, it's a spot in Jasher where an angel came down and taught him different languages. Right, go ahead.
And it says, and they were all filled with the Holy Ghost and began to speak with other tongues.
Okay, go ahead.
As the Spirit gave them utterance. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven. Now, when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speaking in his own language.
All right, so now you had the fiery law in the Old Testament, and now you got the fiery tongue, the outpouring of the Ruach, which the Messiah promised. He was like, he told his disciples before he left, before he ascended, don't leave Jerusalem till y'all get that promise from the Father, which was the Holy Spirit. Right, go ahead.
And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, behold, are not all these which speak Galileans?
Go ahead.
And how hear we every man in our own tongue, wherein we were born? Parthians and Medes, and Elamites, and dwellers of Mesopotamia, and in Judea, and in Cappadocia, and Pontus, and Asia.
And Phrygia,
and Pamphylia, and Egypt, and in the parts of Libya, about in Cyrene, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes, Cretes and Arabians. We do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of Yahweh.
So they didn't hear them speaking. He coming in the Hummer. He E. coli, salmonella. They weren't saying none of that. No. He said the wonderful works of Yah. All these Israelites from all over the world came up to keep the feast.
Can I get 100?
They came up to keep the feast, and they said in our own tongues we heard them speak the wonderful works of Yah. So this is another thing what this day represents, that when he poured the Spirit out on his apostles, and they set the word on fire after this. Right? Go ahead.
And they were all amazed and were in doubt, saying one to another, what meaneth this? Others mocked and said, these men are full of new wine. But Peter, standing up with the 11, lifted up his voice and said unto them, ye men of Judah, and all ye that dwell in Jerusalem, Be this known unto you, and hearken unto my words. For these men are not drunken, as you suppose, seeing it is but the third hour of the day.
Yeah.
But this is that which was spoken by the prophet Joel. And it shall come to pass in the last days, saith Yah, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions,
Right.
and your old men shall dream dreams. And on my servants and on my handmaids I will pour out in those days of my spirit, and they shall prophesy.
Right. All right. So now this was a partial fulfillment of this prophecy. It's another major outpouring of this spirit coming. It's another major one coming. Right. Keep reading, Hebrew. Keep reading.
And I will show wonders in heaven above, and the signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire, and vapors of smoke.
Yeah.
The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before that great and notable day of the Lord come.
All right. So that was actually, y'all, that was the last spot. You know what I mean? I ain't want to hold y'all too long today, and I know we was running behind, but it wasn't a long class anyway. But the day of Pentecost, or the Feast of Weeks, represents when we got the law on Mount Sinai. We outpoured the Spirit on his apostles, and then we ran through real briefly us getting our possession back, being free from our captives. Also, it also represents the resurrection of Christ. He was the first fruits. It's saying in 1 Corinthians 15, then every man after his order. Then you go to 1 Thessalonians 4:13 through 18, you see the order. We should not prevent those that have already gave up their lives for this thing. They'll be raised first. Then everybody after that will be changed. We meet the Most High in the earth, get our glorious bodies, we be changed. That's the order, right? The Feast of Pentecost love feast. That's the lesson.
Yes.
So basically, they get drink, or he was saying that it was too early.
It was, yeah. That's basically what he was saying.
Oh, okay.
And you know,
hallelujah. All right, y'all, we finna get down to the eat thing. But before we get to the eat thing,
and when he's saying like the third hour of the day, you thinking it's still like 6 and 9 o'clock in the morning. You know, you like,
hold on. Sister, what you got to say about the food back there? You good? All right. So y'all ain't got no announcement, right? All right. Okay.
But yeah, so that what Paul was getting upset for was like, watch your tongue, watch what y'all saying about these men. And you notice it said he stood up with the 11, so he ain't stand up by himself. So you know, just like when he was on the mountain, he ain't coming to lay down nothing soft. It's get down to lay down.